What's happening, Smash Heads? Brainsmasher back at you once again in the beautiful golden climes of my backyard. Before we get into the dooms, before we get into the Tober, just have a look, will you? Yeah, we'll do a little tour here in a minute of my environs, but the tripod that I have worked out today, because I'm too lazy to go to the house and get one, is pretty genius, so you're welcome. By the way, if you're not subscribed yet, I don't know what's wrong with you, so hit that button down there, subscribe to me, you're gonna like it, I promise. And since I did the first episode, I've had a lot of people reaching out saying, hey, I missed the first episode, but I kind of didn't follow through listening to all the ones on the previous season, so I got a lot of catching up to do. Well, that's on you, man. Quit fucking up. I talk about a lot of good metal on my channel, and fuck all that other stuff. You don't need to worry about Cannibal Corpse. Stick with me, we're gonna listen to good metal forever. So today, Season 2, Episode 2, I've got 4 albums for you, which I also didn't grab from my house, but I actually kind of liked the way the last video worked out, where I just kind of put them here and played them there, and you'll listen to them. Now, these are going to be a little more commercially viable albums, I believe, so I probably won't be able to play the songs while I talk due to copyright things. So for that, I'm sorry, but links down below for you to check out all these releases for your pleasure. I actually had a hard time picking out these 4. I don't know what it is. I am more enamored right now with the weather in October, the trees in October, and just in particular today. It's like 70 degrees today, which is kind of warm for this time of year, and the trees are really hanging on to their golden leaves. So I don't know, I just haven't, I don't know, the music hasn't been, I don't know, for some reason the doom, I've been really picky about the doom, and also I've been really distracted by a couple albums such as the new Mallow Carpatan. Those fuckers put out a really good record this year. So anyways, I did pick out 4 albums for you to check out. The first one is going to be a demo from a band called Dead Serenade, and this is Sorrow Breeds. They actually have 1 additional track that is available. So they put out 2 demos. One of them, A Passion We Once Knew, is just gone. It vanished into thin air, into time. But the guitar player who played on it managed to upload 1 track from it on YouTube, and he used it as like a touching tribute to the departed singer of this band. So I'll put a link to that down below, but you can also check out the Sorrow Breeds demo, which is phenomenal. I do not understand why. Well, I kind of do. The singer died tragically in a car accident, and the band dissolved, but this band was so good and had so much potential, and it's definitely of the death doom ilk. I usually, like my partner asked me the other day, what constitutes a Doomtober album that isn't just a doom album? I feel like a lot of you guys kind of got it on the last season, but if you didn't, I think what really does set Doomtober albums apart from just doom is that there are usually golden, kind of clean, shimmering, melodic guitars going along with some sort of heavy, chuggy, doomy rhythm kind of things going on. And this Dead Serenade doesn't really have a whole lot of that, but the clarity, the demo quality, I don't know, just the overall sound to this demo really has been fitting for me, and I have not been able to stop listening to this. I discovered it a couple of weeks ago thanks to Roy, the Death Metal Podcast show. He played one of the songs from it, and I feel like there's an ocean, a veritable ocean of millions of 90s old school death metal bands, and a lot of them are killer, but there's just so much of it, and I feel like so rarely does any of it measure up to stuff like Dead Serenade. Rarely do you run into stuff that's as good as this. So you gotta listen to this thing. That's only 4 songs, like I said, and it's kind of slow, but it works being kind of death metal-y. Sometimes it's kind of doomy, but it's always really insanely slow, chugging. The guitar is so heavy, it's unbelievable. The vocals are just guttural. They're a mind blow. This thing is incredible. I'm having a hard time giving you more specific descriptions other than how goddamn amazing and godly this fucking demo is. Next is a band that I feel like a lot of people should know. If you are kind of studied in the 90s doom kind of stuff. Sadness.
Âme de marbre.
However you pronounce that should not be an obscure secret to anybody. But if it is, listen up. Check it out. The Sadness were a Swiss band who put out a couple of demos, 93, 94, somewhere around there. But this full length in particular is fantastic. It's got a really nice, clean production sound to it. It really sounds like the band got what they were going for, and they were pretty ambitious for their time. I caught some live footage of them that's been uploaded. It's kind of incredible. I've never really seen anything like this. It's like sad, emotive music that incorporates, first of all, a lot of Celtic Frost influence, obviously, because they're Swiss country mates. But I never would have thought that you could take Celtic Frost kind of riffing and slow it down and make it kind of gothy. But Sadness has done that. And sometimes it's maybe a little awkward, but once you're convinced of their demeanor and what they're going for, it's really incredible. It seems so genuine for its time. But what I guess what I struggle with just a little bit is that the frontman, I'm assuming maybe the main songwriter, is really trying to be a charismatic, big time kind of frontman personality in front of the band. But they don't let that get in the way of how convincingly morose and sad the music is. It's really transportive and really atmospheric, and it's a real special classic. I want to say Vic Records reissued it a year or two ago. I've shown it on my channel a couple of times, but I can't sing its praises enough. It's an incredible record. Sadness.
Âme de marbre.
And then another one, kind of along the same lines. A lot of you should know about this band. Maybe you don't. I didn't really know about this band or this album in particular until maybe a couple of years ago when I started digging around in this kind of world. But Saturnus, they just put out a new record, but this is actually their first album. Paradise Belongs to You. And Saturnus are a Danish band. And this is where Kim Larson from Of the Wand and the Moon got his start out in songwriting. And ordinarily, if you would have told me that, knowing that Kim Larson of The Wand and the Moon is like kind of a Death in June acoustic-y kind of thing, and you told me check out his Doom band, I would go, I don't know. Those things are very different, and I can't really perceive there being an understood through line or progression from Saturnus to Of the Wand and the Moon. But there is. I have found it, and it is really cool. So if you're curious about that at all, by way of the Wand and the Moon, check that out. Kim Larson is just such a incredible songwriter. I do kind of wish he would go back to doing more Doom. I guess I could. I'm not saying for sure that he isn't. But anyways, Paradise Belongs to You is kind of a classic. It came out in '97, as all good albums do. And really what does it for me is these clean melodic hooks to it, and there's your Doomtober, but the melodic leads and the harmonies to them are so catchy and so clever. It's like putting butter on toast and just making you want to eat it all up. It's perfect. The album is really, really sad. It's kind of like floofy cuffed kind of white shirt kind of doom metal. We're going to be covering this album tomorrow night. You probably won't see this until afterwards, but on the Heavy Metallurgy channel, I did pick this album as the album of the week to review. But I've been listening to this off and on quite a bit since I discovered it last year. It definitely is replayable. It's super memorable, and I think they put a lot of thought into how the album plays out. Nothing overstays its welcome. Everything is very carefully paced. There's a lot of little acoustic interludes. The songs are kind of long, somewhere between like 7 to 10 minutes. with a couple of acoustic instrumental tracks on it. But it's just so poetic, it's gorgeous, it's enrapturing, and the guitar tone is very slow and crunchy, but it has this kind of like softness to it all, if you will. I don't know, listen to it and see if you hear what I'm hearing too. But yeah, Saturnus is a great band. Their second album, Martyr, is also incredible. I believe Paradise Belongs to You is getting reissued this year, next year, somewhere around years. So look out for that. It's hard to find, but you can listen to it on all your streaming things like you do, you know. You thought I wouldn't pick another album from 97? Fucking wrong. I did it again. I'm going to do it again to you. The band is called Insanity Reigns Supreme. The album?
And darkness drowned the land divine.
And it sure does, doesn't it? It's just wild. That insanity just goes wherever it wants to. It's just insane. I'm really sick of it, guys. Insanity Reigns Supreme were a band, and I believe still active. This band is very new to me. I discovered this when I was looking for picks that I would include in my Doomtober videos. And this is exactly what I'm looking for this. So I'm excited because I found a new thing, and now you are, because I found you a new Doomtober album. You're gonna love it. A lot of clean guitars, a lot of shimmering kind of accompaniment to really, really slow, chuggy, doomy stuff. It's a really well-produced album. It sounds nice and slick. There's really nothing cheesy or gimmicky about it. Like, I think I've seen this name quite a bit, and I want to say the band kind of had like a change in style, a pretty drastic change in style at some point. I don't know. I've only checked out this album so far, but I'm going to listen to more. But this one is great. I discovered it on Saturday, and I played it probably 4 times in a row on Sunday. It sounds great. There's not a lot of, I guess, embellished parts, not like a lot of clean parts or diversity to the songs. It's just like great, solid Russian doom. I feel like a lot of people don't really acknowledge or know that Russia is really, really, really good at doom. Maybe better than a lot of other places, because it's a doomy place to live, isn't it? Fucking communists. So, Insanity Reigns Supreme, it's great. You're gonna love it. I'm still kind of getting used to it, getting my toes dug into its style, but it's great. I really am impressed with it. I would probably call it like a 8 out of 10. And I'm really surprised that there aren't more people talking about this album. Maybe the name just kind of made me go, I don't know. It sounds like a grind band, doesn't it? But yeah, check out Insanity Reigns Supreme. Check out all these releases. It's Doomtober, for fuck's sake. Do what you're supposed to do. So that's going to do it for me. This is Doomtober Series 2, Episode 2. Your homework is to listen at the very least to Dead Serenade. It is immense. It is unbelievable. It is incredible. And you're good. You're good at watching videos. You're good at supporting what I do. And I thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Woohoo! That was a great video, and it was made possible mostly by me, but also thanks to the undying and kind support of my Patreon subscribers. Thank you all. I love you. If you are interested in being a part of my Patreon channel and supporting what I do, you are welcome to join at the URL below. It is only $6.66 per month, and you're going to love it. Thank you.